greatest organizations in Southern New England is known by four letters. Can you give us your best Bill Belichick impression?
Well, full time again. That's all three phases.
Red area. It's, might smile. Welcome into Carpooling with Ben. Folks, one of the greatest organizations in Southern New England is known by four letters, HMEA. It stands for the Horace Mann Educational Associates. Here to tell us all about it today, ladies and gentlemen, perhaps the biggest Patriots fan there ever did exist. So much so that he had me pick him up here at Gillette Stadium. I mean, were you just hanging out since the champpiamship game? Or what?
I know. I mean, we park at Pole 302 every week.
No, for next year, folks. Go find them. Great food.
Yeah,
amazing food all the time.
The steaks, the lobsters, the scallops, all that jazz.
His name's Doug MacPherson. Ask for him by name,
Ben.
Doug. Thanks for jumping in the car with me today.
Ben, thank you. This is a first for me, and I also want to thank you very much for doing this for HMEA, the Horace Mann Educational Associates. Yeah.
Well, it's really in support of everything that your office staff and really your hundreds of employees and volunteers that you have.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, what is HMEA and what is it named after?
It's a nonprofit. It's a nonprofit human services agency. We're a private one, so we do receive some state funding, but a lot of it also has to do from private schools and also from fundraising and from other avenues of resources and funding too. But we do, like you said, hundreds. We've got 700 employees. We support about 4,000 children and adults. The youngest we've served is one. The oldest we've served in the past is 101, so it's a lifespan of services. And it's for people with autism, Down syndrome, cerebral palsy, behavioral issues and intellectual issues too. So, and we're located in so many places in Massachusetts and now Rhode Island too.
Yeah.
Part of Rhode Island. Yeah, we're down at Tech Access, which is in now they just moved to Cranston.
Right. Yeah.
From Warwick to Cranston. So, and we were named after Horace Mann, who was the first Secretary of Education. He once said, "Be ashamed to die until you've achieved some victory for humanity," which we thought was pretty good. That was his speech to Antioch College to the graduating class.
Wow.
Back in the day. So it's a great program. We've got all sorts of great things to do. And for the public at large, I mean, we depend on their support, whether it's volunteering, whether it's sponsorships, or whether it's coming to an event. There's a lot of things.
Or buying flowers, or if you're looking to recycle some cans,
Bingo.
or even if you have small tasks that need to be done to support your business. And we'll get into all that in just a bit, because really how you guys have dynamically changed the entire way you serve your population.
Gotcha.
is truly it's. I mean, you guys are putting more in the karma bucket than anybody out there.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you, Ben.
When a person is at the end of the rope, meaning they have a family member or somebody that they're struggling to provide services for them or get the help, how do you guys get involved? How does that connection process work?
Sure. Many times we'll get a call from a parent who's just at their wit's end, or they just found out their child was diagnosed with autism. So it can happen many different ways.
Sure.
You know, so many people want to have their child live at home with them, but as the kid gets to be 22 years old, that's when the school system stops supporting them, and now they're going to have to become dependent upon the state. So that's when either we'll get a call or we'll get a referral from the state. The state, when I say the state, is the Department of Developmental Services. They're in Boston, and they control the budget, and they control an awful lot of the programs and services that we as private providers do. There's a number of us around too, and we tell people, shop the providers. There's the other folks that are in Worcester, in Whitensville, so on and so forth, but shop the services, see which ones you like the most. And then we take it from there. We try and sit down with the parents and the kid and see if we've got anything in common, what sort of supports we can give them. One of the things HMA is noted for too is that we do accept some pretty heavy behavioral challenged individuals too. So our clinical department is tops, nursing, psychology, psychiatry, all that. They're very tops as far as what they do with the individuals that we support too. So that's how people come to us. It's through those two sort of referral, or they just call up and like, what do I do? Well, I'm at the end of my ropes. And
it's a wide range of services. It can be as simple as one visit a week or one interaction a week to totally living in, live-in care.
Yeah, we do. We've got residential, like you're referring to, residential group homes. And those, when I say group home, it's very small. It's like 4 or 5 people max, and sometimes it's only 3. And then, but sometimes people live somewhere else, and then they'll come to us for day services. And at the day services, that's when you were alluding to Helping Hands Florist, which is our florist that's in Plainville.
Beautiful flowers, by the way.
Thank you very much. I know the Cardis have ordered many of those.
I've been on the receiving end and also been on the giving end, and they do such amazing work. Of course, Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses, big supporter of what you guys do, from the various events that you have, helping to spread the word, which is, you've got a few coming up today. Not today, but coming up.
Yep, we do.
Attention Beatles lovers.
Beatles.
All you need is love. What's coming up then?
Let me see, that's February 24th. It's at the Black Box in Franklin.
Okay.
And the group is called Studio 2, and they're a Beatles replica band, and they dress and they look just like the Beatles when they stepped onto the tarmac back in 1964 in New York City. When they stepped, it looks like John, Paul, George, Ringo, and they got the wigs, and they got the vests, and they got the Nehrus and all that jazz. And they only play the early Beatles, so you have to be a fan of the early Beatles. They don't go up to the Yellow Submarine era and all that jazz, but they knock it out of the park. They do a good job.
We'll have to send a special message to Dr. Charles Steinberg about this, because he's a big Beatles fan, I know.
Is he really?
Very, very big there.
Good to know.
Should pass that along.
I definitely will do that. Oh,
but so that event's coming up on February 24th, and people can go on the website and get more information about that.
Yeah, there's a limit of 200 tickets we have right now. I think we have 80 left.
Ooh,
right
okay,
now,
well, folks, don't
it's
wait.
a month away. So.
Absolutely, don't wait. That's order today, and then in a few months, once the weather breaks, although
not bad today.
We're holding out hope. I'll take this kind of weather right through till March or May.
Right.
The Independence walk and run, and just a family. I mean, it's just there's too much happening in that day. There's so much happening.
You've been there.
I bet it's great. Tell me about that event.
Oh God, the Independence 5K. Let me see, that was known as the Independence 5K, and basically because we celebrate the independence of individuals. And then we realized, there are already many of them have got a certain level of independence, and we decided to rebrand it, and we call it the HMEA Incredible, ABLE, 5K, all-day walk, run, roll, and stroll type thing. So we're celebrating the able in everybody, and when you come to that event, you register online. That'll open up sometime in February, maybe early March.
Sure.
When you come to that event, you get to meet the mission, which is what we like to say. We have the families that are there, the individuals that receive our supports are there. We've got a ton of vendors. We've got NIROPE comes early in the morning, gives an opening spiel for us and all that jazz. So it's a pretty cool thing. We've got live radio, and then you know who was there last year? Was the Red Sox Nation was there with Wally, Tessie, and then the Red Sox Showcase, which is a speed pitch, speed run, accuracy pitch.
They've got the virtual reality of the locker room.
Yeah, you've seen that. Yeah, it's pretty cool,
I have
man.
seen it. I have seen it, my friend.
Oh, God.
I have seen it. I have been there.
Oh, boy. It's going to be May 20th this year.
Okay,
so mark
great.
your calendars, and
Absolutely.
I'll send you all the stuff and a couple of links. Once it's up, then we'll be fine. So that's another big event that we have coming. About 2,000 folks, and that is, hope I'm okay to say this, that is proudly sponsored by Dell. Dell. Technology, yep.
Right.
We hold it on their field in Franklin, Dell/EMC, and we're so happy to partner with them. They've been such a godsend.
No, they're great people, and really they've been such huge supporters. I mean, literally that entire industrial park becomes the epicenter for your entire organization, because they do so many offerings there, and sometimes there's a touch of truck there.
There's a touch of truck.
You can have the fire trucks there,
and the police department, the fire department. We've got a couple of hot rods every now and then. Then we have whole children's area with clowns and amusements, and we got last year 2 years ago we had the Beatles play. This year we might have the HUGE School play. They're a school down in southeastern Mass, and they're for kids with autism, but they're talented musicians.
Oh, good.
And that would be a really cool thing. So I'm going to see if we can get on their dance card.
Oh, yeah. Well, if they're watching, hopefully they are watching. I'm sure they are.
Absolutely. I'm sure they are.
Absolutely.
Come on to the walk on, baby.
Speak to your staff. I mean, you have over 700 staff, and even the volunteers. I think everybody's heart truly is in the right place, and you guys have worked so hard. Talk about what it takes to be an employee or a staffer, and also the not just the orientation and initial training, it's ongoing training.
It's ongoing training, it really is. Well, it's funny, it's a good timing that you ask, because recently we had our state surveyors come in, and they come in and they survey the staff, they survey some of the families, they survey the individuals to find out how we're doing programs. And out of 100, you know, the mean might be, you know, 85, 87, something like that. We got a 97 out of this one, which is really good.
Wow.
Some of the quotes were, my son is having the time of his life at HMEA. That was spoken by a mother. Some of the individuals are, I love HMEA, and they're in the programs too. So, and that's because of the staff. It really is. And starting with the staff, we've got some of the best supervisors, because somebody doesn't leave a job, they leave a supervisor. So if you've got a rotten supervisor, that staff's out of there.
Right.
But we've got the staff that stick around. We've got staff that have been there for 30 years, 25 years, 20 years, things like that. I've been there 15 myself. So
right.
It's testament to a great place.
You started when you were 10 years old.
There
Very
you
impressive.
go.
ladies and gentlemen. Very impressive.
Just got my driver's license.
Absolutely. It was a very, very proud of you.
Momentous day.
Absolutely.
But the training that you're talking about for the staff is ongoing also. We've got a whole new training department. And that is the minute they get in, they're put into orientation, and then they do on-site training as well. So it's something. And if they need reimbursement for education, they got that. We've got BJ's cards that we support them for that. We support AAA cards. We support fixing their cars, things like that too.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people are on the road.
Yeah,
definitely.
definitely.
That's are on the
so
road.
true. Our children's services group, they support kids up until 22 years old, and those are all applied behavior analysts or board certified behavior analysts, it's BCBAs. And they go to the homes of individuals, of kids, and they work with the families, especially the mom, the dad, and the siblings, because sometimes the siblings are forgotten because the child receives so much attention and support, so you can't leave them out of the mix.
It's a very holistic approach.
It really is, man.
That's so
is,
great.
Yeah.
Obviously, people can make a donation online. They can go to the website, and they can come to the various events. But there are these other ways we were talking about, the flower shop.
Yep.
Talk to me about the florist, because Valentine's Day is coming, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh yeah, and we deliver the flowers to, I think it's a 50-mile radius, something like that. But if you go onto HMEA.org and look underneath the flower shop area, I think it's under employment services. It's located in Plainville, but you can get an idea of what they will make for you, and it's custom made. You call, you say, I like the yellow roses and the pink carnations and whatever it is, and they'll whip it up, take it to you, and then they'll bring it to you and bring it to the house where you want it delivered to. And then, like I said, they're in Plainville. You can visit the shop if you want. They're on George Street in Plainville.
And this employs clients
That's the beauty of it.
Of HMEA.
That's the
so
beauty.
you're training them. They're working hard. Mm-hmm. They're part of the delivery team as well.
Exactly.
And which is just excellent. And you do corporate work as well.
We do corporate work. They've done banks, they've done weddings, they've done funerals, but they've done, but corporate work, some businesses want things like that. And like I said, that's why it's called Helping Hands Floors. Here to help a hand, and we're helping the individuals get employed. So it's teaching them employment skills, which is what we're trying to do. In fact, just around the corner from that, the Helping Hands Floors, is our redemption center.
Okay.
And people can bring their cans and bottles, and yes, you get the nickel back and all that jazz, but it's teaching our folks to have skills, sociability skills, interaction skills, money skills, very important. So it's a great place.
And they do, and there is a bit of a revenue generation from there as well, because your staff further sorts them by carrier, by manufacturer for the cans, and that goes a little beyond. So that's how that's how your staff helps to support the programming in addition.
Sure. The carrier comes in, we get 7 cents on the can of the bottle. You get the 5 cents in return. That pays for all the individuals, what they do there too. So it makes it a nice business.
And they will not turn it down if you just want to say, take the cans, I don't need the 5
we won't turn that down.
You won't turn that down at all. And then do you still have the workshop where you're working with different businesses to assemble small kits and stuff?
We do, we have many of those. What we're trying to do, though, instead of having them be an enclave on our site itself, trying to get those enclaves, those groups of people to go out into the businesses.
Okay.
And they will assemble things like eyeglasses kits. They'll assemble, welcome kits for the folks, for newcomers clubs, things like that. So it's but they're trying to get them outside of the workshops themselves so they can do that. Sometimes an individual will be inside our shop because they're just learning the skills.
Okay, all right.
And that way we can then go out to somewhere else, and our job developers will go to a business and say, what do you need? We've got a whole pool of employees that you can hire, and they'll come to you.
And that's a great thing to have to know for those who are, perhaps are managers or business owners watching. Mm-hmm. That if you're looking for staff, if you're looking to, if you need help in your business, certainly reach out to the appropriate people at HMEA and start the conversation, because you never know. it could be beneficial for everybody. I mean,
Right. And one of our brand new programs right now is called the Autism Advantage at Work. We found out that many of the folks that are on the higher end of the autism spectrum, like the Asperger's end, they're not going to pass an interview. They're not going to converse with you at the water bubble or at socialization time. But you put them in front of a certain set of skills. Maybe it's a computer, maybe it's some sort of line assembly stuff, something like that. And they are just focused. And we're starting that up right now. And it's through the ARC of Philadelphia. We're working with them.
Okay.
We're working with Dell. And we're trying to get some job placements for them too. So if you're a manufacturing, technical sort of a business out there, give us a call. And we might have some employees for you that are very skilled. But like I said, they might not pass your formal interview thing because they're a little shy, you know?
Yeah.
So that's
Well, it's important because you guys also support the employer as well and help.
Definitely.
It's truly, I mean, when I say you guys have been putting coins in the Karma Bank, I truly mean that you guys, your staff, you know, from the president right on down.
Oh yes.
You know, it truly, and really, I think you guys are the type of a company that didn't say, well, from the president on up, because you know your frontline workers and the people who are working with the staff,
boy.
you know, hand to hand every day, are just so valued and do such a great job.
So glad you said that because what they started, the president, he's the CEO. We also have a president. And then also the human resources vice president. They go out to the sites and they ask them, what can we do for you? What's going on? And many times it has to do with salary or bonuses or things like that. But sometimes it's things like, I'm really having problems with my car. I can't do it. And that's what we decided. We approached AAA, AAA of Northeast, of New England.
Yeah.
And we struck a deal with them where an employee can now buy a AAA card for 15 months for $15. It's
that's
just crazy.
perfect.
And HMEA will supplement the rest of that too. So
It's a great program.
It really is. And that's something else that, like you said, from the president on up.
There you go. So folks, go find them online, find them on Facebook, find them. You can find all the information, obviously, in the links through the show notes here. Doug,
Yeah?
we are approaching once again the halls of champions here, ladies and gentlemen. Patriot Place. So great to meet you here.
Yes.
I, for one, am going to try to find a pom-pom hat. Maybe I'll look. You think Bon Jovi's still standing around here? You know?
was
You
so
never know when
funny.
the
Oh,
Joe's going to
God.
be here. You know?
Joe, I
It's,
know.
Thank you so much. Congratulations to you and all your staff on all the success. You guys are truly awesome. Go find them, folks.
Yeah.
You're not gonna find a better organization out there. Truly committed to working with some amazing people.